Welcome to Attican Plays Farm Manager 2021. Okay, so we were saying greenhouses. So why don't we, certainly if we're going to do them, and the seeds and seedlings, I've never really played with that. Prepare seeds and seedlings from harvested crops. And mills, let's see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this greenhouse with small ones 5,000 or regular ones 5,000, 49 a month. 49. I thought it used to be 50. Are all these? That's weird. Or maybe we've done some training. I really don't know. Okay, we're going to do big greenhouse. We're going to do it. We're going to do it big. That's for sure. I have no idea how many employees it would take. I think if we put it over here near these guys, they would help out as well. Won't fit there. One, two. Road and a house. 3, 4. Let's put a house in here, and I'm thinking we put some plant people. We haven't got any plant people. We'll put some plant people in here, and we'll grow pumpkins. Maybe in all of them. Why not? Need some power. And we need plant people. And we'll bring them down to, it'd be okay, I guess, if they could help out over here. Let's irrigate, and let's grow pumpkins. Use manure. I wondered if you could have a machine working there. Doesn't look like it. Irrigate. Oh, you know what? We need organic pumpkins too because of our diversity in our stock. So let's do some organic pumpkins in this one. Irrigate this and do, and do organic pumpkins. And I don't think we can assign people to these greenhouses. No. There we go. Plowing in progress. What does that look like? Yeah, what's up there? Not enough turkey. I just, I'm not sure there are enough turkeys in the world. So the pumpkin's consumed by somebody. Hope I didn't mess up. Needed cabbage. Cabbage would have been good. I don't see who's eating pumpkin. All right. Like I said, nobody eats pumpkin. We were buying it. Let's sell it over 10,000. Pumpkin is eaten by quail. Yes, it is. There we go. So we'll be making some of the pumpkins they need out of this. I don't know what kind of yield we'll get out of here, but see how we're doing. Yeah, we're making colza honey. We're making buckwheat honey. I think we got everything else. Yeah, we've got everything else done. So we'll see if we like these greenhouses. Had a little not enough people error there for a moment, but it has passed. But we got the errors up here too. So it takes a fair few people to do this manual farming stuff. What's this? Sprayers. The sprayers, manure spreaders, plows. They get a lot of use. Well, the cultivators too, I guess. But the sprayers are used multiple times. We've got two there. We've got two up here. That's going to have to do. Now look at this area. There's tractors just sitting there. Planting in progress of cherries. Let's see. Oh, look. Now, notice that? There's nobody riding in it. Doggone it. So to get somebody to ride, well, that doesn't make any sense. We've got all these machine. It looks like it won't take a machine person unless that's considered manual labor. We told all these people not to use machines. So it looks like this is a machine thing. Well, that kind of sucks if that's true, because then we'd have to turn machine on for some of these orchard people to get full benefit out of that. But if you do that, then you can't. I guess the other way, and then the other way, well, sorry. Let me complete a thought before I move on to my next thought or my third thought. If we turn some of the orchard people machines on, then they're going to go out and drive tractors. We don't want that. And if we turn the tractor drivers on to do manual labor, they're going to go out and pick berries or pick fruit or something instead of driving tractors. So we don't want that. So this planting right here, so he just went out and picked up his seeds. Drove right past that one. But he's got his seeds, and now he's planting. But he's planting. Oh wait, now. Oh, I think that's a animation flaw. Now there's people in it, but who are they? It's our orchard lady who's not allowed to use machines. Good. So that's a manual time. Okay, now the world makes sense. Now the world makes sense. We set our orchard folks to not use the machines, but they can hop in that machine to do the planting. That's considered a manual activity. Okay. Good. Good. Now we're going to have to think of some sell orders like the poppy. We're going to be harvesting poppy. And we don't have an order for it. And I can't think of a reason to keep it, so we'll sell it. See, here's the combine. It's grabbed that. Let me let it flip around. The reaper, the 5-meter cereals reaper, is in front of the combine. It pushes it there. It reaps it. It goes up into the combine, gathers in the combine, and the combine goes over here to this trailer and dumps it. Now it should be doing that multiple trips, and the trailer multiple trips, but the way they animate it is this thing will do the entire field, even if it's a big field. It'll do the entire field, go over here one time, dump everything, and this will take one trip to the silo to, or wherever it's stored, to be done with it. And training finished, so let's start something else. Why don't we, let's improve our strength of our employees. Yeah, it's starting to look like a farm. And there's a little shortage here on bio turkeys, but not real. I mean, we're still got them. We're still making it. In fact, the message went away. Now it's moved over here. We're just on the verge, which is probably good. I can't stand the error messages, but having them. But we're probably really doing about as well as we can money-wise on that. And we don't seem to have any products that are killing us as far as margins, but being in low demand. So this, the lupine and the flax need to be sold. Oh wait, did somebody eat the lupine? I don't think so. Orders. No, doesn't look like it. Okay. How do we make seed? And is it worth, can you make seed to sell? Is it worth, or does it just save you the money that you would spend on the seed, which in I can't see that's worth having an industry and paying people and paying overhead to do that. Has anybody played with that? I'm asking a lot of questions here, but has anybody played with the making seeds and found a good way to do that, or is it useful? Let us know in the comments. So I'm just going to sell this stuff. Okay, the colza we're buying, so obviously it's being eaten, but we're also going to sell it if we get enough of it. So we don't end up stockpiling it. Same thing with the buckwheat. This one. I mean, we can put it on this one, but it doesn't matter. It's the non-organic that we're making, that we're farming down here. I think there might be an option to turn that off. That's none of those. I didn't see it. I did see one though. If you hold down Shift key, you accelerate how fast you move. That's really useful. I wish I'd known that at the beginning of this episode. All right, I think I'm sort of kind of done. I mean, we like I said, you can all. Now we don't have that much buckwheat. You know what? It's a little late in the day for this, but we got 40 more days. We're gonna really pump out the buckwheat honey. We're gonna put another house down here. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that one slipped, but it'll be all right. That's as good a place as any for it. And give them some power. Oh. Lost our power here. It must have. Son of a gun. Why did it do that? You know what? I think I killed it when I. Let me see what happens if I take this and make this a transformer. There. That fixes it. Okay, we need beekeepers. All right, so we've moved ahead a bit. I finished out the bee keeping that kind of left off with, and decided to take advantage of some of the grains and the stuff that we're growing, put in some mills down here. So we're taking that corn and turning it into corn flour. We're taking the flax. I finally figured out to make linseed out of flax, so we're making some linseed, and we're taking the poppy and making poppy seeds. All in these mills down here, and we've got a little mill town going, and I've got room to put in another mill here if I want to. And I have a little interesting problem, and it finally just kind of dawned on me what it is. I'm getting this error message, like right here. It says, no warehouse, small silo. Well, there's a small silo. I actually put another small silo here thinking that was the problem. What I didn't think to check was the capacity. We're now doing a whole lot of farming with a whole lot of grains and stuff like that. We've got a lot coming in. So even this guy here, see, our overall capacity is full. Now, one thing you have to get used to in this game, see, I even put a small one there thinking, well, it doesn't recognize this, but it did. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the warehouse was full. So what I was about to say was, if you look at this, warehouse 13 whatever out of or 130 whatever out of 130,000. Well, if we look at this little guy, it's the same number. So in other words, it's telling you the total warehouse system that you have everywhere. So again, as we've said before, if you put it in one warehouse or one silo, if you put it in one silo, it's in every silo. If you put it in one warehouse, it's in every warehouse. One barn, every barn. So what we need is just simply some more storage, or we need to sell stuff. So what I want to do is look at my trade orders, and I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to keep saying this until somebody does something about it. Maybe somebody can make a mod. Put every single product that I could possibly buy or sell, preload it in here, get rid of that, and just let us go out here and say, okay, I want to look at all my wheat. And there they are. Or I want to look at all my cereals. There they are. Okay? And then I could go through, then everything would make sense to me. But we've got a fair amount of poppy. We've probably sold some. We're using some in that mill. We've sold all our lupine. We can see that. Look at this. We've got a ton of... and also, please fix this so when I hover, this tells me what it is. I think these are crops. We've got a lot of crops. We're going to sell those above 30,000. And just doing that will give us some warehouse space. Let's see. Let's just keep, well, and I don't think we're growing any of these, but I'm going to put the order in there. Just, and there's no magic to 30,000. I don't know if that's the right answer. It's just an answer, okay? Before you ask. And if anybody knows the right answer, feel free. There's colza. We're selling it, but we're keeping it for, well, we've got animals eating it as well. Oh, here we go. We got 44,000 corn. Now we're using that in our mill, but we could also sell off the excess so we don't have too awful much of it. And that's okay with the buckwheat. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things right there is cleaning up our inventory. But the other thing is we could just put we could put a large silo, which will add 50,000 to our capacity, and we could just like put it here, and once that gets built, then we should see these errors go away once this guy gets built. That error there, is that a warehouse error? Yes. That warehouse error should go away when this thing gets built. Speed up. Go, man. Go. Okay, now, yes, there we go. Now it's just saying, see, it's green saying it needs to be harvested, which is cool. That's what we want. We want to be out there harvesting it. Now, why aren't we? Well, we're harvesting this one first. Now, these all got delayed. It took me a long time to figure that out, and I kind of ignored it for a while, thinking it was actually a defect. Of course it wasn't. Of course it was my fault. But now that it's fixed, we're actually harvesting this stuff late. I suspect we'll lose crops to the winter and, all that good stuff, but, shame on us. But that's too bad. Okay. So let's do a quick check, see where we are. For me, that always starts with money. We're at 1.2 million monthly budget, 15 million annual. It's okay. It's okay. We solved our warehouse problem, and on the honey, let's see, where are we? Oh, the buckwheat got done thanks to this, and I really wish I'd done that with this beforehand. The buckwheat got finished, and I wish I'd built a better one up here. In fact, just in general, I wish I'd built better organized things for the honey. But I did have enough sense later to rearrange this one so that I had a warehouse here. So this one actually, that's pretty good actually. Had to add a barn in here for storage, but this one is too spread out, but it's okay. It's not bad. And we could throw another one in, but all we need to do now is wait for it to move ahead to spring, get this planted, and once we start seeing some pollen out here, the bees will do their thing and we'll be done with the colza and be finished with the scenario. But our farm is fairly good. And we can see here now we've moved ahead far enough that all these different orchards have been nice and planted. You can see they're all kind of dead for the winter, dormant, I guess, hibernating. Yep. But looking pretty good. And what we can do now is fast forward through the winter. Well, let me cancel that first. Let me start a training. If I start a big training, it'll get done when we zap through the winter. So let's train for that to get our production up, and then let's zap our. Oh, we got field work going now. This is harvesting. All right, we'll just muddle through. All right, so I'm going to let it go. I'm not. Again, for the 20th time, we could add more stuff. We could set up sheep and goats and pigs and jams and jellies and smoked food and meals and bread and whatever. But what we're going to do instead is just let it end. It's pretty. I have to say it's kind of nice looking. I always like winter in these games. They always look nice. Banished I always thought was really cool looking in the wintertime. But yeah, I'll just have to let this thing run. It's going to be boring as all get out, but I'll let it run, and I'll come back toward the end, and we'll kind of see how we did. Okay, so I'm back. I added in another full set of beekeepers, 8 beekeepers up here near the colza, because it's the last thing. Our buckwheat has finished, and that's thanks to having this down here. So I did the same thing up here to speed things up a bit. But of course, we had to wait till spring and get this planted. I have a priority on that field, so it got done pretty quickly. And I also added an organic wheat flour setup over here because we're making a lot of organic wheat now, and we can use it. And I also ran into the silo problem again because again we're producing a lot of crops now. So added a couple of big ones in here. And they're, actually they're useful for some of these pins, but mostly they just add to the bulk. And we were over 300,000 units of stuff in there. So I went into this view, the warehouse view, which was fairly useful, and looked at all the products that are stored in silos, and then looked to see where the problems were. And we had a whole bunch of oats that we weren't selling. So I set that up and fixed that. We had some more wheat than we needed. Sold some wheat. over 30,000. I'm using the rest to do the flour. Now we could go in, of course, and add flour for all of these that we're producing and make really good, like the oats. We should be making oatmeal because we don't have, because we're making it, we've got excess and we can make value add with the oatmeal. But again, I'm ready for this one to end, so we're not going to go with that. But let's just take a look at what our farm looks like here. Oh, and I should have it running. Sorry. Here we go. There's our farm. Not bad, not bad. And the one thing I would change here, where's that shift key? There we go. That shift key really speeds you up. This corn shouldn't be here. Again, I like these things to be organized around the type of crop. So these should be all grains. And the corn, really, I think if I was going to do this, if I was going to keep going, I would have another big field that was just corn, and had the right stuff for corn and just grow a whole bunch of corn and then make corn flour and, everything I could make with corn, and then sell off the excess and be happy. But I think we're pretty nice little farm. We're at 92% now on the colza, and we are reasonably profitable. 1.1 million a month, 14.5 a year, and so yeah, it's not bad. So I'm gonna go away one more time, and then I'll come back just so we can see the end. You can see it's racking up pretty well now. We've got all these beekeepers right near this colza field, so we're getting a lot of colza honey. And I did this partly to speed up and partly because I checked the market, and even with the multi-flower honey, we were not getting big hits on demand. In other words, we weren't overproducing, so I didn't feel like there was any problem with producing more buckwheat honey and more colza honey. Oh, I did want to take a quick look. Check out our orchard. It's looking pretty cool now. These are cherries. We've got apples here, and we've got our other apples, I think, over here. And we've got apricots, and I like having it dedicated to orchards like this so that you get the right equipment mix. And it seems to work nicely with the, we've got 6 mechanic people, our tractor drivers. We've got 2 more orchard people here, 8 orchard permanent here, and we've got a house with, we've only got 5 of 12 showed up. Well, that's interesting. That's okay. That's fine. That's all we need for now. So that's looking good. And we could, if we wanted to make sure we got more people, we could raise their pay. In fact, what we could do is, oh, there we go. We just finished. So. All right. That was the power of colors. I didn't focus on the goals. I kind of went off and did some other things. Took us a lot longer than it should have if you're thinking of it as a race. But that was good. We built a decent sized farm and I learned a bunch of things. Hope you did too. We'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Farm Manager 2021 video. Thank you.